welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the opening action, the trading setup, as well as the market strategies of the day with all our viewers. Remember, as of yesterday, we have seen that the Indian equity markets did see an all-round fall. We did see some selling pressure exacerbate towards the end of the session as well, with the frontline indices declining by over 1%. The Nifty fell for the third consecutive session amidst reports of the increasing COVID-19 cases in Southeast Asian countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand, cases also being reported in India for that matter. And of course, globally, the cues continued to be also on a weaker setup as well. So we did see the pockets that were rising for the last 1 week. Defense names continued to decline for the second day in a row yesterday, falling anywhere between 2 to 8%. So profit booking largely on that front. We did see Eternal was the top loser. That's Zomato yesterday. It was down 4% as shareholders approved capping of the foreign ownership at 49.5%. Now, as we look at what's happening across the globe today, Wall Street rally also paused on Tuesday as the stock slipped amid cautious trading. And investors are now awaiting new catalysts after the sixth day of a rally that lifted S&P 500 nearly 20% since its April lows as well. So yesterday we did see S&P 500 decline by 0.4%, Nasdaq dropped by 0.4%, Dow Jones also fell by about 0.3% in trade as well. Now when we look at Asian markets this morning, remember they moved higher this morning after Wall Street's six-day winning streak came to an end. Largely, most of them were trading on a positive side, especially stock markets in Japan, South Korea, and Australia. They advanced in trade. So you can see China up by about 0.3%, Hang Seng up by 0.8% in trade, Kospi also up by 0.8%, Nikkei now flat with a negative bias. GIFT Nifty is now indicating a start at 24,794, just mild weakness, but definitely much higher than what we saw yesterday. So indicating of a gap up from last close that we saw from yesterday's trading action. How about the FPI flows and the DII flows? Well, the foreign portfolio investors stayed net sellers into the Indian market for the second straight day, and they have offloaded stocks worth about massive 10,000 crore rupees odd in trade, the highest that we have seen in quantum since February of 28. And that's something that we will definitely keep an eye out on and try to gauge from our view experts as to what are they making of this sharp sell-off that's emerging now. On the macro front, keep an eye out on also crude oil prices. Remember, we have seen that there are tensions that are surging ahead in Middle East, and therefore oil prices jumped. There were reports suggesting that U.S. intelligence have been reporting Israel is making preparations for possible strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, and therefore you could see Brent crude sharply higher above $66 per barrel. So that's something that we'll be looking at as well. There are several earnings that will be important to track, and we will be definitely speaking about all of that to our top guests in trade today as well. Meanwhile, we are just waiting for our guest to join in. Mr. Kiran Jani, Head of Technical Research at Jenham Broking, will be joining in pretty shortly on the program with us. But let's quickly look at some of the numbers that you could look at today. Before the markets open, and keep an eye out on that. Dixon Technologies from the EMS space is going to be important to watch. A good set of numbers. Consolidated YOY revenues up by 121% at 10,293 odd crores. We have seen that the EBITDA improved by 143% to 443 odd crore rupees as well. Margins also expanded to 4.3% versus 3.9%. Again, this was ahead of the street estimates. Net profit also came at higher by about 322% to 401 crores, even though there was an exceptional gain of 250 crores in Q4. Especially the numbers have been led by mobile and other EMS division that grew, that saw a growth of about 194% at 9,102 odd crore rupees as well. That's a sharp jump from 3,091 odd crores that we had seen in the last year's same quarter. So that's one number that you should be looking at. From the Pharma pack, look at Torrent Pharma. Q4 results did show that on a consolidated YOY basis, revenue improved by 7.8% at 2,959 crores. EBITDA was up by 9.2% at 964 crores. Net profit improved by 11%, but there was an exceptional loss also of 24 crores. Not very enthusiastic numbers at that front, but definitely something that we will be watching out for. Let's look at United Spirits for that matter. United Spirits, we look at the Q4 earnings. earnings. Revenue improved by 2.4% at 2,946 crores. EBITDA up by 39.5%. We're also looking at margins coming in higher at 17.1%. So sharp improvement over 13.6% last year, same quarter. And net profit improved by 17.4% at 451 odd crores. So good set of numbers again coming in on that front. Aster DM Healthcare is another one that I'm watching out for here. The revenue improved by 2.7% at 1,000 crores. EBITDA improved by 20.8%. Margins came in higher at 19.2%. And the net profit came in at 79 crores versus a loss that was reported in the last year, same quarter of 24 crores. So the numbers will be reacting to that coming into black as well. So, these are the numbers that we'll be watching out for. Let's now welcome our guest on board, Mr. Kiran Jani, Head of Technical Research at Jenam Broking, who's now joining in on the program with us. Mr. Jani, how are you? Very good morning. Do tell us how is the market setup really looking like? Up until last week, it was a very sharp recovery. But in the last 2 days, last 3 days, we have seen the momentum fade quite a bit. Globally, there are concerns that have put some upside cap on the kind of recovery rally that we have been seeing. What is your suggestion on the markets now?
Very good morning, Sakshi, and everyone. So coming to the market, as you mentioned, that last week we had a very good day for the market. Market has given a sharply upswing from lower level, and we generally seen after such upswing, market generally goes into the sideways trend, and the same thing is happening as of now. Overall structure of chart patterns are very strong, so we don't think so any kind of corrections can lead to further more price correction. As far as 24,500 is held on Nifty, and on Bank Nifty 54,000 is held. So important support we have to look for 24,500, and for Bank Nifty 54,000. If prices is not breaking below this particular price levels, then we can expect recovery in upcoming time for sure. So as of now, we are recommending, or we are suggesting to our client also at Jenam Broking, that buy on dips with a strict stop loss of 24,500. Upside, we are looking 25,000 to 25,200, as on based on the monthly expiry, maximum call writers are standing at 25,000 to 25,200. So that will be the crucial resistance zone or a supply zone for upcoming days. And the same way, if you look at the option chain, 24,500 has a maximum put writers, which are creating a demand zone or a support zone. So market will remain in this range, 24,500 to 24,500 to 25,200. Buy on dips would be the strategy. For Bank Nifty, 54,000 is a very good support. Here also you can see maximum put writers on Bank Nifty side also giving a very good support to the Bank Nifty. On upper swing, 55,500 to 56,000 as a maximum call writers there. So here the range is also 1,500 points, like 54,000 to 56,000. In any range, any dip, we are going to buy with the strict stop loss of 54,000, and we are looking for target of 56,000.
Okay, fair point. We'll definitely keep an eye out on that. Let's look at some of the other stocks then. First up, we'll take, Kiran, your top stock idea for the day. And then we will come to some stocks that we have on our mind to take your view on.
So we have a two stock. One is a trend. If you look at the trend chart pattern, overall the stock price is taking resistance of this 100 days. Since last 2 days, we are seeing some profit booking is coming on trend. As of now, the closing is somewhere around 54,050, 5450, sorry, 5,450. Overall, stock pattern or stock price has given a breakout from double bottom pattern, and the breakout level was 5450 only. So it's a very good support. One can go long at current market price on trend at 5450. We are looking for target of 5600 in a 2-3 days. So it's not for intraday only. You can hold for 2-3 days. We are looking price target of 5600 with a strict stop loss of 5400. So with the stop loss of 5400, you can go long trend for the target of 5600. One more stock which we are liking, that is Unominda. Unominda is also giving a breakout from double bottom chart pattern, which is a bullish pattern. It is also trading above its 200 days moving average. Yesterday we have seen some retracement has come, and it is not managed to close above its 200 days moving average, but it is above its previous resistance zone, which is 980. So currently the price is closed around 980 only. We can go long for the target of 150 with the strict stop loss of 950. So keep a stop loss of 950, go long on Unominda for the target of 1050. So Trend and Unominda
Okay.
are our preferred pick.
Okay, got that trend. And Minda is something that Kiran is watching out for. Let's look at the markets in pre-open. Flat indication at this point in time, 24,685. About a 40 point of an uptick now, 24,726. So some green returning in the pre-open action for the Nifty right now. Let's look at the heavyweights. Let's look at IT first. Remember, this was a pocket that dragged, in last 2 days. Despite showing us some early gains, it fell flat. Let's look at TCS, let's look at HCL Tech, Infosys. These are the stocks that we are watching out for. Yesterday, we also saw a lot of pressure from the other heavyweight space beyond IT, and that was the banking space as well. So we'll pull up that also for all of you. Right now, there is some green that you can see on HCL Tech 1644, and you have Axis Bank at 1200 right now. Let's pull up HDFC and ICICI first. Those were the two heavyweight spaces that dragged the sentiments yesterday. Today, there's some uptick, 1.8% higher at 1950 for HDFC Bank. For ICICI Bank, there's still some kind of a muted trend, 0.25% lower at 1434. But remember, these were the two pockets that dragged. Let's look at Reliance Industries. Remember, yesterday, this was the other heavyweight that contributed on the downside for the markets as well. So let's pull up that one to see how this stock is also moving. It hasn't started to take in the pre-open yet. We'll look at that one, but 24,733. Let's look at some of the earnings that have come in play to really see how those stocks are getting a reaction. Let's look at Dixon Technologies first. Good set of numbers coming in. So let's see how that one is reacting with the revenue uptick of 121%, net profit improved by 322%, of course, led by an exceptional gain. Dixon Technologies, that's something that we are watching out for. Although some auto names are flashing on your screens as well, this is something that we will definitely discuss too. 4.5% higher at 17,305. Keep an eye out on that one. This has been one of the erstwhile favorites in the EMS space. Let's find out whether on the valuation fronts post the earnings there is any kind of a call that Kiran will help us with. So apart from this, let's look at Torrent Pharma. That's also something that reported its numbers. The board has approved plans to raise 5,000 crores via QIP over here as well. Apart from the numbers that have come in, which have been rather just steady, not enthusiastic, but 0.3% higher for this one. GSFC is another one that you could look at. Again, here the profits jumped by 2.9 times at 71.7 crores, largely led by the other income of 4 crores and a higher tax expense in Q4 FY24. And they have also decided to give a dividend of 5 rupees per share. GSFC is something that we are talking about. Consolidated YOY numbers show revenue downtick of 2.2%, but the EBITDA and the net profit definitely jumped manifold. That's another one. United Spirits is also something that you should be looking at. A revenue uptick of 2.4%, EBITDA improvement of nearly 40%, margins at 17.1%, a PAT boost of 57% with the help of other income, 2% higher for this one. That's another number that you could be watching out for. Let's also look at Gland Pharma. That's another one that came out with the numbers. JK Tyre, Aster DM Healthcare. These are some of the other numbers that you could be watching out for in today's trading session. And, apart from this, let's also look at KPR Mills. Not earnings per se, but there is a likelihood that in the block deal window, we could be seeing some promoter sell-off, 4.9% lower, 1169. That's something that you could be keeping an eye out on as well. Let's go back to our discussion with Kiran Jani and keep discussing about some of the stocks that are reporting their numbers, starting off with Dixon Technologies. How would you look at this one? Particularly, Kiranji?
So if you discuss about the recent technology, definitely there was a result and we will see the impact of result. But if you look at the chart pattern is giving a breakout from cup and handle pattern. Stock price is taking a very good support of its 20 days moving average also. As of now, we are seeing that stock price has closed at 16,500. If stock price keep holding this particular level, we can expect price target of 17,500 to 17,800 in coming days. So overall, we are very bullish on Dixon Technology at current market price or any dip. One can go long with the strict stop loss of 16,000, and we are expecting price target of 17,700 to 17,500.
Okay, so that's as far as Dixon Tech is concerned. Let's understand from you on United Spirits as well. How are you looking at that one post the earnings? There has been an other income bump up on the earnings front this time.
If you look at the United Spirits chart pattern, the stock price has given a breakout from its rounding bottom pattern, and the breakout level was somewhere around 1500 only. Now stock price is into the again a very steep zone of 1500 to 1600. So buy on dips would be the strategy as far as price is holding is 1500 level. So keep a very strict stop loss of 1500, and you can go long for the target of 1600. The risk reward ratio is 1:1. However, once the price is crossing 1600, you can see some secular rally towards 2000 also. So overall chart pattern is very good. Definitely one can follow.
Okay, fair point. From the metals pack, I wanted to discuss Hindalco before we go ahead and look at the markets yet again after they've settled in the pre-open. Hindalco, it got mixed views from the brokerage houses. The bullish side sees a potential upside of 34%, but there also has been a downgrade on the stock as well. Investec has downgraded the rating on Hindalco to hold from buy, cut the target price to 730. Whereas on the other side, if we look at Citi, they have maintained a buy and hiked the target price to 800 now. Looking at strong aluminium performance, debt reduction as the key positives, management expecting aluminium cost to remain largely favorable as well. So those were the big positives and the negatives. So the complete street is completely divided. So it's best to understand the charts at this point in time on Hindalco. How would you look at this one, sir?
So if you look at the Hindalco price chart, the stock price is trading above its all important moving averages. Overall, we have seen some far good recovery on metal sector from lower level. So definitely metal sector on our radar. No doubt that market is into the sideways zone, or we can expect some price correction also. But within this price corrections or maybe sideways time, metal sector can surprise everyone. So Hindalco would be the preferred pick also, as the stock price is trading above its 200 days moving average. Any dips toward 650, 640 would be the great opportunity to enter on Hindalco. Keep a strict stop loss of 640, and we can expect price target of 710 or 700 odds. Apart from Hindalco, we are also like VDEL. If you look at the Vedanta price chart on daily price, yesterday's stock price has given a correction from its 200 days moving average resistance, but overall stock price is trading into the heart of higher bottom pattern, holding a rising channel. Momentum indicator is also near bullish zone. So any dip around 430, 420, again a very good buy, because there is a multiple moving average cluster is there, and recently whatever the price move come with the the volume also. So if the price actions breakout, one can go long on Vedanta also at current market price, or any dip keep a strict stop loss of 420, and we can expect price target of 470, 480 in upcoming time. So Hindalco and Vedanta both are our preferred.
Okay, Hindalco and Vedanta both are good. We'll definitely keep an eye out on that one. Let's look at the markets. They have settled in the pre-open trade, 0.3% higher for the Nifty Bank at 55,060. A green tick also for the Nifty today. You're also seeing the IT stocks higher by about 0.3% odd. When we look at the other key indices, let's also pull up the broader markets. Remember, yesterday they were far weaker than the frontline indices. Today there is some green tick across the board. 0.1% higher for mid caps and 0.2% up for the small caps. Nifty 500 up by 0.2% too. We are seeing some signs of greens emerge even across the sectoral action as well. Autos are up 0.2%. Financial services, FMCG, IT, media, metal stocks, all of them are actually showing some strength with no sign of weakness, at least at this point in time. But of course, things will be on a watch when the markets finally open after 5 minutes from now. Right now, if you look at on the Nifty particularly, we are looking at some signs of green emerge on Coal India again from yesterday. Moving on, Tata Steel, Hindalco, and GC. So the energy basket seems to be in thick action. Let's also look at where there is some trouble. Yesterday it was Eternal that was down in trade. Let's actually look at some of those stocks as well that could be showing us some downtick in trade today. But right now, the good part is that the markets may be indicating a positive start at this point in time. We'll come back to when finally things settle down in the pre-open trade as well. But let's go across to Kiran Jani yet again. Kiran, I think the one space that we want to discuss with you is the defense and the railway space that continue to show some bounces across the board. in the month of May, but some signs of profit booking have emerged from yesterday. What exactly would you make of that, especially on the names like HAL, BEL, maybe even the shipbuilders like Cochin, Mazagon, GRSE? How are you placed on the defense names after the rally that has come into place?
See, honestly speaking, we are asking our client to book profit on defense or stay away from recent rally. We are not suggesting or advocating on long side for defense sector as of now at current market price. No doubt there are some stocks which we are liking like BEL and all. But if you discuss about HAL, we are asking our client to keep booking your profits if you are holding this particular stock, because we are expecting now there is a time for time corrections, because this particular stock has given a very fantastic result in last 2 years, and now since 1 year it is into the price correction, and now the time correction should come. So as of now, stock price is somewhere around 4800. If anyone have this stock, keep a very strict stop loss of 4500. If it is going below that, you can keep exiting this particular stock. Or on upside, if it, like say for example, if stock price is not breaking below 4500 and it is keep going upside, keep booking your profits, or you can trail your stop loss, because we have seen such PSU stocks, whether it is from defense, whether it is from bank, or whether it is from any other sector. The PSU stocks generally is a cyclical move. Once the move come, after that stock price goes into the time correction for years and years. So we are expecting a similar pattern on defense as of now, looking at the chart structure. So if you are holding this particular stock, keep a very strict stop loss of 4500. And for fresh buying, we are not advocating to go long on HAL. Coming to other stocks which we are liking, so BEL is one name I already taken. Another which stock which we are liking, that is a GRSC. If you look at the GRSC, recently stock price has given a fantastic move, but at current market price we are not expecting to go long. But any dips towards 2000, again a very good buy. So if you are holding this particular GRSC stock, keep a strict stop loss of 2000 and hold this particular stock.
Okay, fair point. That's how the expectation is. We are looking at a 0.25% uptick now to start off with the Nifty. Just 2 minutes from now, we'll keep an eye out on the spaces that Kiran has marked out for us. A few more stocks that you could look at probably on the earnings front is NHPC, revenue uptick of about 24% this time around. It's in and profit uptick of 57%. It's indicating an opening higher by 2%. Whirlpool could be opening higher by 3.8%, margin improvement of 80 basis points, EBITDA improvement of 27% on a year-on-year as well. We're looking at that front too on the positive side. But Fortis Healthcare could be opening mild negative despite the margin improvement to about 21% or so. EIH from the hotel space also is indicating a softer opening despite an improvement on the EBITDA front of 15 odd percent. But JK Tire, there was a complete operational weak quarter for both India and Mexico business, and we are seeing a downtick of about 2.2% as what is being indicated. But in the positive side, you have Dredging Corporation that is indicating a higher start, almost by about 10.7% odd or so. This is after EBITDA improved by about 46%. Margins came in higher at 16.5%. And we are actually seeing an improvement on Dredging Corporation. But GSFC, as was marked earlier, is absolutely flat, is indicating a flat with a negative bias start despite the margin improvement and the EBITDA improvement as well. So that's in the pre-open trade that is being indicated in the markets today. We are also seeing some news flows coming in. TCS from the IT pack will be in focus today. BSNL has given an order worth about 2,903 odd crore rupees to TCS. So we'll start off with TCS now. That's the first number that we will look at after the markets have ticked higher, 24,755. You're looking at the markets open on a positive note right now. Let's look at the IT name TCS. That's the first news flow that we've got a fresh right before the markets have opened to see if there is an uptick, 0.4% higher in trade. Let's pull up the other IT names. Infosys, remember, got a brokerage house update and an upgrade yesterday, and it was up and about despite the overall weakness in the markets. And apart from that, let's also look at HCL Tech and Wipro, how they are opening in trade. Then let's look at even the banking names and the Nifty Bank as well. as to how that one is opening up in trade today. The pre-open indication was on a positive side yet again for the banks, even though large part of the banking names were down yesterday. 0.3% higher, 55,042 with us right in the opening of the trade. Let's look at HDFC, ICICI Bank, the two heavyweight banks that dragged the markets yesterday, to see whether some support is coming back. Yes, 0.5% higher for HDFC Bank today, 1926, so slightly on a better footing than yesterday. ICICI Bank also about 0.5% higher in trade. So the Nifty, Sensex, Nifty Bank, they're all up and about. Even the mid caps are up by about 0.2% odd in trade. Some of the top movers: BEL 0.5% up, Dr. Reddy's 1.3% higher, Coal India also up and about in trade. We are looking at Trent at this point 54.18. That's something that Kiran Jani is looking at. Eternal 0.5% lower in trade after yesterday's 4% drag. But top movers on the markets: Dr. Reddy's, Maruti, HDFC Bank, supporting the sentiments, are also Hero Moto, Bajaj Auto coming after a day of loss, in the green on the Nifty as well. When we look at the metal stocks, Hindalco post earnings and the brokerage houses updates, 1% higher. PEL continues to move up. Sun Pharma, also from the pharma pack, is up. But beyond the names in the defense space, let's look at Cochin Shipyard. I think that one is seeing some kind of a profit booking continued, 1.8% lower. Let's also pull up some of the others like Mazagon Dock, in trade, and GRSC as well, to see how they are moving in trade today to get an overall sense. So I think the defense is down. What about railways? Remember, railways had showed us some kind of an uptake over the last couple of sessions, but yesterday it was a down day. Incon International, RVNL. Let's look at some of those names there. RVNL is down by 1% at 410 at this point in time. You're also looking at RailTel, that's down by 0.8%. So some profit booking continues. But on the earnings front, Dixon Technologies, as we have marked, is now down by 4.7%, 15,774. So there's a sharp downtick post the earnings, even though the earnings were good. We are seeing some profits taken out of the table. Whirlpool post earnings is actually showing us a very smart uptick, 6% higher in trade today on Whirlpool after the earnings. PI Industries is down, United Spirits is down by 3% post earnings. So the earnings impact can actually be clearly seen. Let's go back to our conversation with Kiran to understand how is he looking at the opening in the markets and what strikes his attention. Kiran, to you.
So overall, the opening is on as we discussed only. If you look at the Nifty has just opened with the gap up, but it is not sustaining. However, 24,800, 24,700 is the zone which we are looking. Market will remain today in this range only. If any dips towards 24,650, 22,700, that range you can go long. Keep a strict stop loss of 24,500, and we can expect this particular expiry, I mean to say May month expiry, towards 25,000 for sure. Coming to the Bank Nifty can see some further lower swings, say for example 54,500 to 54,600. Those levels are again a very good buy. We are already seeing there is a big gap on Bank Nifty's daily price chart from 54,300 to 54,600. So any dips towards this 300 point range, that is a buy. So again I am repeating, 54,600 to 54,300. That 300 point we are looking to go long. So at current market price, we are not advocating to go long. Wait for such dip, and then you can go long on Bank Nifty.
Okay, what that? So that's the view that's coming in. Mid caps have slipped into the red now, 0.1% lower viewers, even though the Nifty Bank and the Sensex continue to be in the green. NSE advances are 1,053 to the declines now, which are also rising at this point in time. Let's keep an eye out on that because the markets are getting increasingly volatile right in the opening of the session as well. What else is ticking higher? Torrent Pharma post earnings 1.8% up. Sun Pharma 1.5% higher. Granules up 1%. So the pharma space seems to be in the works. Whirlpool we've marked for you is 5% higher in trade. Sangvi Movers, although is lower by 4.4%. Arvind Smart Spaces after earnings 3.8% lower in trade. That's where some of the earnings are getting a reaction on. But on the kind of move that we are seeing across the sector, I think barring auto, rest of the sectors are actually holding up in trade at this point in time. Kiran, sectorally, where are you more positive on right now?
So sectorally, we are liking FMCG at current market price. So if you look at the FMCG, there are few stock like Britannia. So before going comment on Britannia, it's a disclaimer point of view. It is already in our family portfolio. So viewers can consult their financial consultant and then only can you go along. So now coming back to the FMCG, FMCG remained mute for last year. Now it is showing some color. Coming to the Britannia, it has given a breakout from double bottom pattern number one. It is also trading above its 200 days moving average. Since last couple of weeks, it is into the range of 5400 to 5600. Now from 5400 again it started trading into the heart of higher bottom pattern, and today we can see it is performing. It is outperforming to the market. So at current market price, anyone can go long on Britannia. Keep a strict stop loss of 5400 and we can expect price target of 58 5900 in upcoming time. Another stock which we are liking, that is Nestle. If you look at the Nestle price chart, it is again a same like a Britannia double bottom pattern breakout is we are looking. At current market price, one can go long for the target of 28 2900 for upcoming time and keep a very strict stop loss of somewhere around 2200.
Okay, got that. KPR Mill, keep an eye out on that. There's a sharp downtick on the stock because I believe reports coming in that 1 crore shares have exchanged hands. We are likely to get some more details on the front, but KPR Mills has consistently been seen a lot of sell-off from the promoter side, and that's what is leading to these kind of cuts that you are seeing on the stock right now. Kiran, any suggestion on KPR Mills?
So if you look at the KPR meal current market price, the overall stock price is giving a breakout from rounding bottom pattern. It has already given a very sharp move to the 1400, and from that again it is trading near its breakout level. So definitely it's considered as a retesting case. One can go long at current market price with a strict stop loss of 2230, sorry, 1130, 1120. So 1120 would be the great stop loss, and you can go long for the target of 1400 cost out.
Okay, got that. Kiran, we'll start looking at mid caps and small caps as well. What takes your attention in the beginning of the session on the mid and the small caps? Anything specifically that comes on the radar?
So mid cap IT and small cap IT stocks, you can look at the current
Yeah.
market price. Definitely, Naukri.com looks very good. I mean to say Info Edge. If you look at the overall chart pattern yesterday, since last 3 days, stock price is correcting from higher levels from now 1450, 1430 is a very good support at current market price. You can go long at current market price with the strict stop loss of 1400 and we can expect price target of 1530, 1540 in upcoming time. So definitely, Info Edge looks very good at current market price.
Okay, got that. Let's look at Eternal, because you talked about Naukri, and InfoEdge also has a stake in Eternal, and we've actually seen whenever there is a sharp momentum in Eternal, we also see a reflection on InfoEdge. But it is Zomato that's consistently coming under pressure. There are shareholder approvals coming into place to cap the foreign ownership now at 49.5%. Yesterday, this stock was down by 4% at 228. Now it has further slipped by 1.3% at 225. What is the suggestion here? This used to be one of the favorite stocks in the new age tech space, food delivery space for a lot of analysts. Does anything change on that account with the fresh concerns and probably knee-jerk reactions that we are seeing on the stock?
See, if you talk about Zomato or Eternal, or you can talk about Swiggy, we have seen that whatever the upswing is coming, it is not sustaining, and it is again a fizzle out. The similar story is continue only. Eternal recently we have seen a very sharp move from 220 to 245, and from again it is into the its previous range. However, at current market price, you can see that currently whatever price corrections has happened, it's without volume. So there are high chances we can see some recovery or some reversal from 220 to 30 level. So definitely one can go along with the strict stop loss of 210 and we can expect price target of 250 to 16 upcoming time. So Eternal you can go along with the strict stop loss of 210. Swiggy one should avoid.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped all our viewers really understand how to go about these stocks. Let's look at some of the other stocks in the broadest index, that's Nifty 500. What's some moving? Solar Industries, I think post earnings, there's a 4.5% uptick. You have Jubilant Pharma, that's up 7%. Glaxo Smith Kline, about 4% higher. Iris Life Sciences. So I think it's Pharma all the way. Torrent Pharma, that's up in trade. Even yesterday, we did see many of those stocks also climbing up, especially in the mid cap pharma space. You talked about the mid cap IT space, Kiran, but what about mid cap pharma? Are you looking at some of these stocks as well?
Yes, definitely. So mid-cap IT, like mid-cap IT, there are mid-cap pharma stocks are also giving very good breakout at current market price. You can not only mid-cap pharma, but overall pharma sector is giving a breakout like we discussed about the FMCG. So two stocks which we are liking, one is Torrent Pharma and another is a Sun Pharma. So first let's discuss the Torrent Pharma. Torrent Pharma has giving a breakout from cup and handle pattern at current market price. Previously, we have seen multiple times stock price touch 33, 50 and 50 level. So this 50 points is a consistently become a resistance zone. But as today, looking at the market opening, the price is sustaining about 33.50. So if market is keep sustaining till 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. on above 33,000, 3,350, then we can expect Torrent Pharma to do well today or maybe in 2 3 days. So one can go long on Torrent Pharma at current market price, keep a stick stop loss of 3,300, and we can expect price target of 3,500 for sure. Coming to the Sun Pharma is also trading into the heart of high bottom pattern. Multiple average cluster support is with Sun Pharma. At current market price, one can go long with the strict stop loss of 1,700. So Sun Pharma and Torrent Pharma both are our preferred pick for the ITs.
Sun Pharma and Torrent Pharma, we'll continue to look at both these top stocks that Kiran has a view on right now within the pharma pack. Let's look beyond as well to see what is buzzing in this space. Amber Enterprises are also buzzing. Remember the EMS play that continues. You have IKS, one of the recently listed stocks that's buzzing. Phoenix Limited, Gravita, Raymond Lifestyle is also moving up in trade. You have Metropolis Healthcare, Blue Star, that's up and about. Kaplan Point, Natco Pharma, Lodha Developers is also moving up. Let's actually pull up the real estate story for Kiran to really look at as well at this point in time. Kiran, we've been seeing some bounces return on, say, stocks like DLF, for instance, post earnings. What's happening on the realty space? You like any stock currently?
So Sakshi, I don't know whether you remember or not. Before 15 days, we have recommended two real estate stock on your channel. I distinctly remember on Wednesday only there was a show somewhere around first week of May, somewhere around first May or maybe 8 May. I don't remember exact date. But on that particular time, we recommended DLF and Oberoi as our preferred pick. DLF has given a very good move from 680
Yes.
to 770. So as of now, at current market price, we are not advocating to buy DLF, but if you look at the Oberoi reality, definitely one can go long at current market price. There is a very good steep resistance level of 1,700. Now stock price is trading above 1,700. You can go long on Oberoi reality at current market price. Keep a strict stop loss of 1,700. We can expect price target of 1830, 1850, which is the 200 days moving average for the Oberoi reality. Uh, coming to
Perfect.
coming to another real estate stock is that the Lodha. If you look at the Macrotech or a Lodha developer, it is also giving a breakout from its inverted head and shoulder pattern at current market price. No doubt today the stock price is open with the big gap, but it is not sustaining. But any dips towards 1350, 1360, it's again a very good buy. You can go long on Lodha with the strict stop loss of 1300. You can expect price target of 1500 for sure.
Okay, got that. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out on all the stocks within the real estate space that you've definitely marked out. Oberoi Realty, I clearly remember you had marked, and Vaishali Parekh was betting big on Godrej Properties at that point in time. So we will definitely look at these real estate names as well. Mr. Chani, just 1 minute remaining before we thank you. Please help us understand. The first 15 minutes of a candle is getting formed. What is the trajectory that you are now likely to follow, especially now we're inching closer to the series close and the expiry as well?
We are discussing overall market, right?
Overall markets, yes.
So overall market, as we discussed, any dips towards 24,700 to 600, it's again a very clear cut buy zone. You go long without any hesitation or a cautious. If you still feel risky, you can buy 24,500 put and you go long. We are expecting expiry for Nifty somewhere around 24,900 to 25,000. Coming to the Bank Nifty we are not suggesting buy at current market price. You wait for Bank Nifty. Any dips towards 54,500 at least, that is a very good level, optimum level with the good risk reward ratio. You can go long on Bank Nifty somewhere around 54,500, and then for this expiry point of view, we can expect expiry from 54,400 to 54,500. So both indices buy or dip could be the preferred strategy.
Okay, fair point. Thank you so much, Kiranji, for being with us on the show and guiding us through with all your market strategies and insights on various stocks and sectors that you've shared with all our viewers. Appreciate your time with us and have a good day. We'll see you soon on another edition of Market Today. Viewers, we're now welcoming another top guest on our show. We have Mr. Gaurav Sharma, Associate Vice President and Head of Research at Globe Capital, now joining in. Gaurav, warm welcome. Very good morning to you. Again, a dicey start to the day is what we have, even though some slight green on the frontline indices and mid caps at this point in time. But below the surface, there is again, we can sense some kind of nervousness that's emerging. Have you assessed, the kind of probably issues or caution that is emerging from in the markets? Is it global? Is it local? I wanted to understand, especially there were some statements yesterday from some analysts saying that probably the markets are worried about the rising cases of COVID-19. Is that really the case? What exactly are you looking at as the current triggers that are making the markets waver?
Good morning, Sakshi. Good morning to all the viewers. Yes, it is a jittery start for the day, but thankfully we are in the green as of now.
Yes.
Uh, in the yesterday's trade, steep sell-off was witnessed in the final hour of trading that actually dragged the Nifty index below its important support level of 24,800 levels, and the benchmark finally closed deep below the same. Now, when the index is trading somewhat around 50 odd points higher, it is very important to see whether yesterday's lows are held or not. That's something very important for the day. If yesterday's lows are held, there are bright chances that the benchmark would head towards 24,850 mark. That is almost a 125 points uptick from here on. The supporting factors for the benchmark that I am eyeing at is that the Bank Nifty is still holding ground, although it is trading on a flat to negative note as of now. But a slide below 15,000 mark would be hugely negative. So that would be the first trigger for me to actually consider shifting my position from an intraday perspective from buy to maybe a caution or towards looking towards an intraday sell. But as of now, it is holding the ground. I'll stay put, wait for some more time, at least till 10 a.m. today, and see how and where the markets are trading.
Okay, got that. Gaurav, before we understand your own thoughts on specific stocks and sectors that you are probably looking at afresh, I wanted to just throw in some names to take your view. Dixon Technologies is the first one that we are looking at. Earnings came in rather strong. We have brokerage houses which are rather on the positive side. I mean, we also have outperform rating from some of them like CLSA betting big on the stock post earnings, 19,000 kind of targets being given. But the stock is down by 7.5% today after the earnings. What do you think that is a result of? Is valuation again a key concern?
See, this stock is trading at high valuation, and why not so? It is consistently performing as well. When we look at its sales figures, they are mounting high and high. If we look at this quarterly numbers, if we negate the one of 250 crore profit figure that is posted, if we subtract it from the actual figure that came out to be 465 crores, so the trailing 12 month stuff still is at a whooping figure of amounting 1,000 or crores here. So when compared it to March 24, the figure was just about 375 crores. So the valuations have to be high in this space. This is some kind of a space where we are seeing consistently growth coming in. A lot of R&D work is doing, and this overall company is doing well. I think what is pulling the stock is just about uh, a one-time kind of a sell-off that we are seeing here. I'm not at all negative on this stock. It posted very good set of numbers, so I see this particular dip as a fresh buying opportunity. If it even falls and come down to below or anywhere close to even 15,000 level, that'll be a perfect point to buy the stock.
Okay. And how would you look at some of the other peers? They all used to move in tandem. Of course, this is after the results that we're talking about Dixon. But when the erstwhile rally was emerging in the EMS space, the electronics manufacturing services space, Dixon, Keynes, Amber, these used to be the favorite stocks that used to all move in tandem. So, along with Dixon, are you also looking at the others at this point in time from the valuation lens, sir?
See, my preferred stock in this space is Canes only. It has been a consistent performer, a preferred bet. Other stocks that that you have mentioned, Canes for that matter, they are also trading at higher valuations, but I have not tracked them very closely, so won't be able to comment on that. From a charts perspective, yes, some bit of profit taking is likely in Canes as well. 5,400 is the level that can be expected shortly.
Okay, got that. So we'll definitely keep an eye out on the EMS space as well. Gains Tech is also slightly down now at 5,928, but preferred bet from the EMS space for Gaurav is gains out of all of them. Let's look at the markets inching higher now, recovering from the low point, and we are now at the day's high. We're now about 0.3.4% up in trade on the Nifty. 24,770 is the level at which the Nifty is trading at. A large part of contribution is coming in from the banking space. Remember, HDFC and ICICI were the ones to pull down Nifty yesterday. They are the ones that are recovering. 26 points on the contribution on the Nifty from HDFC Bank today. ICICI contributing nearly 12 points. You also have pharma names like Sun Pharma that's contributing on the higher side. BEL, Bharti, Airtel, M&M, and Maruti are some of the others. But let's look at the banking space. Gaurav, how are you looking at these large cap private sector banks? No clear trend of the erstwhile rally, continuing at this point in time. But how are you placed afresh on HDFC and ICICI?
Both of stocks are good to hold, but I am not suggesting a fresh buying at these levels.
Hmm.
Uh, yes, a lot of uncertainty is there because the stock has not been able to cross the ranges in which they are trading. And this clearly goes to show that it is not actually the banking or specifically these private sector banks which would be responsible in a further up move. Maybe for the index, if it has to go past some other sector, it may be pharma or IT or maybe other names that have to play a role. But as of now, no fresh buying seeing in the largest pair that you have mentioned, SDFC and ICICI. But Axis is one space that is looking attractive, and I sense that it can be a bet here. Similarly, Kotak Bank is also doing good. These stocks are well placed. Some bit of profit taking could be seen in the near term in Kotak Bank, but currently quoting around 2075 odd levels. If we get a level close to 2000, it will be a very attractive stock to buy.
Okay, got that. We'll definitely look at the banking space there. Any key sector that you are continuously keeping a keen eye out on? What is looking positive on both the charts and the trend reversal of sorts currently?
I am little positive on the PSU banking space, especially the mid cap ones, to the likes of Canara Bank, Bank Baroda for that matter. Canara being my first preference. Apart
Mm.
from that, some of the smaller names like the Karur Vysya Bank from the private sector and City Union Bank are also looking very attractive. I'll place my bets on City Union Bank as of now. For that matter,
Okay.
if some fresh trades are to be taken, the stop loss is pretty close by at around 170, and the stock is all set to trade towards 220 and even higher levels in the coming 1 to 2 or maybe 3 weeks.
Okay, got that. PSU banks, and those are the names that we will definitely keep an eye out on as well. Also wanted to get a sense on the auto space with you. Gaurav, especially the two-wheeler names, Bajaj Auto, Hero Moto, Aisha Motors for that instance. We've been seeing some, fresh bounces on these stocks. The question is that will the momentum sustain and probably build on from the current levels for these key stocks? They have consolidated for a fair bit. Do you think another leg of the rally is yet to start, and are there triggers or technical parameters in place for that?
Not very sure as of now.
Hmm.
All the three, the preferred ones, namely the Bajaj Auto, Hero MotoCorp, TVS Motors, they hold the larger chunk of the Indian market as far as two-wheelers are concerned. Yes, they came up with a good up move in the past week to 10 days, but the kind of profit taking seen yesterday has completely turned off the momentum. So that gives an alarming sign whether this up move is here to last or not. So as of now, I'll wait and watch for some more time before taking a fresh bet at these levels.
Okay, got that. Defense names are yet again coming back in flavor after 2 days of profit booking being seen across the board. You are seeing HAL up by 1.3%. You have BEL up by 3.2% today. Cochin Shipyard, BDL, Mazagon Dock, they're all showing us some signs of an uptick yet again. Let's discuss this one. Gaurav, how are you placed on the defense names? They've had great last 1 or 2 weeks or so in terms of the sharp momentum that we saw amidst the geopolitical tensions that got heightened. But what's the sense right now? Do you think there is further upside? Because we saw some profit booking yesterday and day before. So obviously, people who wanted to take that money home have gone with that. But what about those who may want to?
I want to make 2 points here. First, the up move was in anticipation that the Indian defense sector will now start getting export orders, plus the Indian armed forces, Indian
Able to
government
hear
will
me, Gaurav?
also be putting in.
Yeah, yeah. Please continue.
Yeah, and there was one more point that most people were missed and did not surface that early, but it has surfaced now. It was whatever the Indian armed forces have used in the Operation Sindoor. Now they will refill their godowns, refill their arsenal with those, and some of the fresh orders would come in. The figure now surfacing is 30,000 crores of orders, worth of orders is what Indian Armed Forces will come up with, and they will be distributed among these companies only, mostly among these companies. And some larger orders may also come that the Indian government is now considering Su-35 or 37, whatever it is, from the Russia again. And if that deals come in, it will be a big positive for HAL because it has been doing the maintenance and all the servicing for the existing Russian fleet that we have. So this is some kind of news that is impacting there. Now coming on to my view, I am not recommending to go long on fresh long on the defense space as of now. Rather, I've advised my clients to start taking profits off the table, especially if the view is of 1 to 2 quarters. If you are considering for at least for 2 to 3 or maybe 4 years time of a horizon, then yes, this dip that we have seen in past two sessions was a time to start accumulating.
Okay, fair point. So that's as far as the defense names are concerned. But today, I think the flavor is also on the pharma pack. So let's discuss that. We haven't touched that much with Gaurav. What's your sense here? Large caps vis-a-vis the mid-cap pharma names. How are you placed on that? Names like Sun Pharma, Dr. Reddy's, they are playing their part in the market. But we're also seeing some move below the surface, be it on Granules, Torrent, Oro Pharma, or maybe even Natco Pharma for that instance. Some of those names, Zydus Life Sciences, SMS, Eris Life Sciences, those are the stocks that are also moving up in trade. How are you navigating through these fresh moves on pharma? Is there a trend building up here?
Yes, there is a clear positive trend building up within the pharma space. When comparing the larger ones, I will be betting at Dr. Reddy's. Apart from that, Divis Lab and Elchem will be my preferred picks. I also consider Lal Path Lab for that matter. Not directly a sort of an API, but somewhat a linked sector kind of thing. So this is also looking quite upbeat. So these are some of the areas where I will be placing my bets.
Okay, got that. First half an hour of the candle is nearly formed. Now, Gaurav, any suggestion for today? We've been actually seeing volatile days of late. So, how we open up, it's very difficult to gauge how are we going to be closing at. But, is there a clear trend today that may actually help all our traders, intraday movers also to understand what is the best way to play the markets today?
See, that's what exactly I've told in the initial, summary of my view on the market today itself. That till the point yesterday's low is held, that point is 24,670. There are bright chances that Nifty would head towards 850, odd zone, and that's what exactly what we have seen of late. Again,
Yeah.
Bank Nifty that you would see yesterday low held, it was tested in today's trade, and a good bounce was witnessed around that level also. So the Bank Nifty is likely to test the level close to 54,500 to 55 400 to 55 500 zone. So a little bit more of a bounce is expected from these levels. So if someone is having an intraday long position in Nifty, he should consider booking that position around 840, 860 zones. These are the spot levels that I'm telling.
Okay, got that. Apart from markets that we are looking at currently, even the IPO space of the private market is also looking at some action build up. We saw one IPO open up yesterday, Burana Weaves, and now we have Bellrise Industries IPO that will be opening up today. So just to get a sense, because 10 o'clock is when investors can start to probably subscribe to this IPO. Bellrise, remember, is an automotive component automotive component manufacturing company, and that offers critical systems, engineering solutions for two-wheelers, three-wheelers, even passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, and agri vehicles as well. The company already has 17 manufacturing facilities across 9 cities in 9 states in India. And we are seeing it's an entirely fresh issue of 2150 odd crore rupees that opens today, closes on May 23rd, a price band of 85 to 90 rupees per share. We are seeing QIB portion, which has been reserved for 50%, non-institutional share of 15%, but retail share is also 35% of the issue. The company is looking to use these proceeds for debt repayment. About 1618 crore rupees out of the fresh issue will be used for debt repayment on the front as well. So that's a new IPO that's opening up. I'll just quickly ask Gaurav if you've been looking at these fresh wave of IPOs that are coming in.
Yes, Bellrise, we have tracked and we have recommended this to our clients as well. So this is one IPO that the retail investors can consider for investing.
Okay, so there is a subscribe, a recommendation coming in from Gaurav. He has also recommended to his clients to invest in Bellrise Industries IPO, and you will be able to see all the traction. Of course, we will help you understand how the IPO is looking at some of the built up throughout the course of the day and the 2 days to follow as well. Markets now further inching up, 0.6% higher, days high, 24,830 is with us. A very strong bout of momentum that's building onto the markets. Let's quickly look at the key contributors there. You have HDFC Bank now contributing 40 points, ICICI Bank contributing 18 points, Sun Pharma contributing 9.5 points, Reliance, BL, M&M, HUL. These are some of the top movers. Let's also look at some of the index based moves there. So apart from the frontline Nifty, you're also looking at the mid and the small caps inch up higher, mid caps up 0.4%, so also small caps as well. This is despite India VIX continuing to be 2% higher at 17.7 odd levels. Let's look at sectoral action. All of the sectors, barring consumer durables, are actually up and about in trade. Autos are actually driving in a faster lane now, 0.8% higher. You also have gains coming in on IT, FMCG, Pharma. Pharma index is, in fact, the top moving sector right now, almost 2% higher for this one. That's the one that we've discussed. A clear trend, as Gaurav mentioned, is building onto this space at this point in time. Anything else before we wind up, Gaurav, the session with you, the morning edition with you, that you would like to highlight in this fresh move?
Consider for a short-term perspective.
Okay, got that. We'll thank you then, Gaurav, for being with us on the morning edition. It's always a pleasure to seek all your insights that benefit a large part of our viewers. Thank you so much. Appreciate, and hopefully we'll see you very soon on another edition of Market Today.
Thank you, Sakshi. It was a pleasure.
All right, we'll start wrapping up the trade now, viewers. 9:50 for the morning edition. We have already seen the first half an hour, 35 minutes play out in the markets. It's been steady, going up now. 24,830 is with us. It's a broad-based move that you're seeing on the positive side, be it the large cap, heavyweight names within the banking or the IT space that are supporting the sentiments. Mid and small caps, broader markets also showing us up uptick as well. We are seeing across the board, even those stocks which are reacting to the results are also supporting the sentiments too. But let's see how it really pans out throughout the course of the session. We'll wrap it up at that on the morning edition of Market Today. But do stay tuned on to Business Today Television. Earnings conversations will follow. And of course, we'll be back to answer all your queries on daily calls at 12 noon. So in case you are doubtful about the stocks in your portfolio or fresh stocks that you need to add, ask away all your queries on daily calls. I'll be back with top market experts guiding you through on your stock queries too.